For years, I tried to bulk up in the gym and gain muscle, but all I put on was body fat. All I knew was eat big to get big. Just get my macros and eat whatever's in front of me. And this led to me feeling bloated all the time. I had low energy, low mood, low drive. I genuinely started to think that the gym wasn't worth it anymore, that it was becoming more of a chore than it was supposed to make my life better. And after enough time spent feeling like shit, I decided it was time to make a change. So I did tons of research, figured out all kinds of diets, and this one right here, this one diet, I stuck to it for 3 months, and I lost 12 pounds of useless body fat whilst retaining my muscle size. And all it took was a little bit of education and effort on my part. Now imagine this for a second. The only cravings you get for food are for the healthy, good foods that make you feel amazing. And I want to feel good all the time, right? And once you do this long enough, then it just becomes your new norm, and you start to eat for purpose of feeling good. And I want to get you to that state in today's video. This video will cover why your diet isn't working, the best diet for lean muscle, and a simple meal plan and common pitfalls to avoid when getting on this diet. Now, your diet may not be working for a various amount of reasons, but the main ones are probably that you're eating too many carbs, you're eating too much processed shit and sugar, and this is causing you to not get the right nutrients, the right construction building blocks for muscle gain and fat loss. So, processed foods and high carbohydrate foods spike your hormone called insulin, and what you need to understand is that insulin is your fat storing hormone. So when you eat these foods, your insulin spikes up, and this basically opens like the trap door to fat gain in your body. So the sick thing about insulin is that when insulin spikes, it also blocked your next hormone called leptin, and leptin is your satiety hormone. This is the hormone that tells you that you're full, we can stop eating, we're good now. And when insulin spikes, this hormone's blocked. So this is going to cause you to overeat and overeat. And this is why, you know, most people in America, I don't know the statistic, I'll put it up, but it's very high. That's why most people are obese, is because their hormones are all fucked up and they don't know when to stop eating. Like, humans should not have that problem. But you're missing out on your key nutrients essential for muscle growth. You should be getting everything that you need from your diet except for like pretty much vitamin D, because, you know, most of the time we're busy, we have work, we don't spend all our time in the sun, so, you know, we take a supplement for that. Now, on top of the nutrient deficiencies, the nutrients that you're getting from the foods that you're eating are most likely less bioavailable than for, say, a piece of meat, for example. So what bioavailable means is that basically it's less available for absorption in your body. So you're not getting as much as the vitamin that you think you are. It's not as available for absorption. So basically, you need to find the foods, you need to eat the right foods that are the most available for absorption. The nutrients are the most available for absorption. And in the next step, I'm gonna tell you exactly what to eat to get the best possible food. Now, the best diet that you can possibly do is animal-based keto diet. This is the best diet because there is no insulin spikes, so that means there's no fat gain. So your body stays in a fat-burning, muscle-building state. And we also covered how insulin blocks your leptin signaling, the signal that tells you that you're full. So this doesn't happen when you do a keto animal-based diet. This doesn't happen. So you're gonna naturally eat until you're satiated, and you'll just stop when you're full, so you'll never overeat again. The next reason is because fat is amazing for your hormones, especially testosterone. Dietary fat, especially from saturated fat and cholesterol from animal-based food, is literally the building block for testosterone. Higher testosterone is going to be better recovery, better strength, better workouts, just better everything. You need higher test. Now, in a low-fat diet, your testosterone's getting all fucked up by all your hormones getting all fucked. Now, we need to cover a common misconception, and this is about LDL cholesterol, also known as the bad cholesterol. And yes, this statement isn't totally false, but what you didn't hear is that there's two kinds of cholesterol. There's a small density LDL and the high density LDL. So there's the high density LDL is the harmless one. The small density LDL, this is the one that is true, that can lead to heart disease. It can cause plaque buildup in your arteries. But basically what happens is when you eat sugar and processed carbs, this is going to lead to your liver producing more of the small density LDL, not the high density. So it's going to produce more of the LDL that's harmful to you. But what happens when you cut all that shit out, when you cut the sugar, when you cut the processed carbs, your liver starts producing more of the high density LDL, and this is gonna, it's harmless. It doesn't do anything to you. So animal fats increase the high density LDL in your body. When you cut the sugar and you cut the processed carbs, because that's the real cause of heart disease, not cholesterol, not the meat and the eggs that you might have heard. Now you might be thinking, don't I need carbs for high performance activities like the gym? And I'm gonna break this down for you, but a short answer, no, you don't need carbs for high performance activity. And basically what happens when you get in a keto based diet is you start to produce, you run off of ketones for your energy source, right? But what happens is you start to mitochondrial production increases, so you get more powerhouses in your cell, and these powerhouses start to work better with less effort, so you have more energy and it's more efficient energy. And not to mention, the energy is now long lasting throughout the entire day. Basically, I just want you to imagine this analogy for a second. So imagine a tanker truck, and this tanker truck has a massive 20,000 gallon tank behind it, but around it has these little 50-gallon tanks inside of it. So basically, when you're running off of glycogen, you're only hooked up to those 50-gallon tanks, and you can't access the 20,000 gallon tank, basically because carbs are interfering with some processes there, and you can't access your fat stores. So it's so ironic because you'll see these marathon runners, right? You've seen those little sugar goo things they need to keep on drinking all the time because they're just running out of energy. But it's ironic because they have so much energy in their fat stores that they can't run off. And I think the exact numbers are like, a skinny kid has about 100,000 calories of energy. 100,000 calories. A skinny guy. So if you're not skinny, then that means that you probably have more than that. But that's energy. That's like unlimited energy basically, and when you're running off of carbs and your glycogen tank is much smaller, it's like around 3,000 calories, something around that number. There is no up, down, it's just good energy all the time. If you want to learn more about this diet and achieve your peak aesthetic physique, then click the link below to access my full lean bulking course. Now, the next reason you want to get on this diet is because you're getting complete vitamin and nutrients for muscle growth. So meat contains all of the essential vitamins and minerals that you need in their most bioavailable form. So if you remember earlier, we discussed that bioavailable means it's the most absorbable. You can get the most of the nutrients out of the food. Some key nutrients in this diet include iron, zinc and magnesium, creatine, collagen, fatty acids, all of your B vitamins, all 9 essential amino acids, and phosphorus. Now you might be wondering, so what about plants and fruits? Why don't we include those on the diet? Now, let's start with the reason why we don't include plants. So basically, plants they have anti-nutrients in them. I'll show a list of some common anti-nutrients in plants, and basically what these do is they stick to vitamins and they prevent your body from basically absorbing the nutrients. So imagine how crazy that is, right? That's insane. Like you can't get the nutrients from the food because the anti-nutrients are just preventing your body from accessing it. Now for fruit is literally just sugar with fiber in it. Fruit is going to also spike your insulin, promote fat storage, and it's not necessary at all for muscle growth. And so, you might think like, oh, it's a natural sugar, it must be healthier, right? Like, no. And I'll show these 2 diagrams. So this is a diagram of an apple. These are the 3 kinds of sugars inside of an apple: fructose, sucrose, and glucose. Those are the 3 kinds. And now I pull up another picture here of the kinds of sugar inside energy drinks, soft drinks, it's exactly the same. It has the exact same sugar profile. There's nothing different about it. Like, nothing at all. And so, if you fed your kid, a fucking Mountain Dew, but it had some fiber in it and it had a few vitamins in it, would you say that's a healthy thing to eat? Like, no, right? No, not at all. You don't need fruit. So stop coping and saying oh, I need fruit for energy. Let me tell you right now, no, you don't. So all we're gonna be eating on this diet is high fatty meats, eggs, butter, cheese, and if you go low carb, look for foods like avocados, nuts, fruits, nut butters. You might think that this is a kind of extreme thing to do. So oh, I don't think I could see myself only eating these foods for the rest of my life, only eating such an extreme diet. And I just want to tell you right now, I had the exact same viewpoint when I was on this, or when I was just getting started with this diet too. But eventually I started to feel so much better in my own body that I felt better and better every single day, that it just became easy for me not to eat the wrong things. And once you get on this diet too, you'll see what I mean, because you'll feel so much better that it will honestly become a game just sticking to it. It becomes fun because you just feel so good every time you eat the meal. Every time I eat one of my meals, it leaves me feeling so energized, and that's a beautiful thing. Just It's perfect. It's fun to stick to it. Now, step 3, simple meal plan. So on this diet, we're going to look for a 70 to 30 or 80-20 fat to protein ratio. And so the way that you tell what works for you is you have to check your poop, basically. So if you have like loose stools, you have diarrhea, that means you ate too much fat. But if you're like getting constipated or your poop comes out very hard, then that means you need to be eating more fat. And now let's cover calories. How many calories should you be eating on this diet? Well, I'm going to tell you right now is that you don't need to track calories on this kind of diet now, because now you're eating the foods that are going to rebalance your hunger hormones. So your body's going to tell you exactly how many calories you need to eat. So let's say like you're a skinny guy, you're in the gym, you're trying to bulk up, your body's going to tell you to eat more now, because you're sending that signal to your body like, okay, we need to build more muscle now. So, you know, the body expands more energy to build muscle system to say, hey, you know, we need more food, we eat more. But if you're a fat guy and you're like trying to get into the gym or whatever you're doing, like if you're just fat, then your body will tell you to eat less, because now it can kind of use that energy inside of your fat stores, and so you don't have to eat as much. For me, I'll have 3 large meals in the day and then 1 small one in the evening, and I get around 3,600 calories and about 300 grams of fat and 228 grams of protein. I typically eat ground beef, 80-20 ground beef, chicken thighs, a lot of eggs, and I cook all of my food in, I cook all my food in butter. That's very important. You want to make sure you're doing that, because fat's your new energy source. So make sure you cook your food in butter. And I'll throw in a lot of cheese with the eggs that I make in the morning and stuff. Step 4, best tips for starting out. So when you're first starting out, your energy level is going to be a lot worse than it was before you started the diet, and this is because your body is going through a transition period. Now it's running from fat when it used to run off of carbs. When your glycogen stores deplete, it causes water loss and electrolyte imbalances when you first start the diet. And so when it comes to electrolytes, we don't want too much or too little. We need the right balance. We need homeostasis. We need to have the right electrolyte balance. So when you're first starting out, it's going to be a little bit lower, so salt your food a little bit more than you normally would, and you're going to have to kind of adjust to your levels. You'll know when you feel good how much salt you need to take. It's not something like long term where like you need to invest in an electrolyte supplement or anything like that. It can be helpful when you're first starting off, like you get potassium, magnesium, and just sprinkle more salt on your diet, on your food. But just know that every single day the energy is going to get better and better and better, and you'll have to rely on these supplements less and less. So it's not like a long-term fix at all. You may enter something called keto flu when you get on this diet, which I just want you to be aware is that it may happen in the first week or so, and it goes away pretty fast. But it was pretty bad for me. I had a lot of migraines and stuff. I had very low energy, but I stuck it out. I got through it, and I just got fat adapted in like a month or 2 months. I started feeling really amazing. And now on this diet, when you get the urge for a craving, just know that means like you're hungry, and you also don't have to eat. You can just ignore that craving. If there's no healthy food around, just don't even worry about it. You don't have to eat. In terms of your diet, try and stick to a routine, because the body likes consistency. The body likes routine. So find, foods that you can stick to, you can eat to most days of the week. And yeah, just stick to that, and don't knock it until you try it, because it just simplifies your life so much. You don't have to think and be freaking out and looking in your cabinets about what I'm going to eat now. It's very simple now. You know what you're going to eat, you know what you're going to eat at what time, and it's going to fit into your whatever your macros, but it's going to satisfy you. It's going to fill you up. So we covered a lot in this video, but I hope I convinced you why this is the best possible diet that you can get onto. It's going to perfectly balance your hormones. It's going to increase your testosterone. It's going to get you all the vitamins that you need. So if you're going gym 6 times a week, you're getting your sleep in, there's no possible way that you can fail, because now your body is going to be fueled properly. Now your body is going to have all the nutrients it needs to thrive. Now you're going to be so much more healthy. So there's really, you're guaranteed to succeed if you get on this diet. So, I just want to thank you for watching this, man, and I'll see you when I see you.